So, Veronica Mars, the movie. Yeah. We just spent the last, 2-3 months or something going through
The entire series.
the entire series, 3 seasons, before we ended up seeing the movie. And thank goodness we didn't have to actually drive 40 miles to see it in theater because they released it on video on demand.
Yeah, it was limited release, so it wasn't anywhere near us. But I think it was a good thing that we went back and rewatched the series because there was a lot of things I think we wouldn't have caught unless we had recently seen the series.
Yeah, and it's really important to watch the show first. But, you know, if you can't or you don't have the time, you could probably just get away with watching the movie just to kind of get a feel of how these characters are in this world. Now we saw Veronica Mars movie. We're waiting for a while, a couple years, to see what they did with it. Can it work as a movie? Well, let's see. Now, the movie itself takes place, it starts off in New York. Veronica Mars is now a lawyer.
And she's studying to be a lawyer.
Okay.
She's graduating law school.
She's graduating law school. She's talking to firms and stuff like that. And she gets a call from her old flame Logan, who's in trouble. You know, he's once again suspected of murder.
How many times is this now?
I don't know. It's like a cliche. It had to happen for a movie.
It's at least the second time, possibly more.
But
he's always suspected of something.
Her job was basically she had to go back to Neptune to help him find a lawyer, which I thought was stupid. She's like a lawyer.
Yeah, she could have done the job for him, but she wasn't coming back to stay. So he wanted her expert opinion on which lawyers are the ones that he should pick.
Right, and lo and behold, when she gets there, the lure of Neptune brings her back, and she's once again a private investigator, and she's there, and subsequently it's around the time of Neptune's 10-year high school reunion. So she is able to see all of her old friends, and
when we say all
is
it's
about
like
right.
Everybody
from the show came back to say hello. And this is a very character-oriented show, so you got to bring those characters back for the movie, which is great. The main questions you have to bring along with you when you're going to a movie like this is, does it work as a movie on its own? Does it work as an extension of the show itself? Is there anything that just doesn't make sense to like people who don't know the show as well?
While the movie takes place 9 years later, I do feel like it's like the next episode, like it picks up where it left off.
Okay, yeah, it feels very much like an episode of Veronica Mars, but just like a little edgier, a little bit more serious, more mature and stuff like that. Longer. And it's like almost like a compact season of the main things that happen in a season of Veronica Mars. As for, does it feel like a movie? Yes and no. I think it tells you in the beginning it has like a previously on Veronica Mars type of deal. It recaps what happens in the first 3 seasons in 2 minutes, which is just enough for you to understand the movie, like, so you aren't confused. You can follow it all the way through. But the thing is, you missed 3 years of character development.
The thing is, I think Veronica Mars is one of the shows that I think works, is best suited for a movie adaptation.
I do want to say that when it comes down to Veronica Mars, like, seasons, they have all this time to build up a really good case, and which makes it epic and really, really memorable in these seasons of what she's trying to do and all these twists and turns she has to go through. And the movie, I don't think, was as powerful of a case as the seasons were.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was
more of an everyday episode case.
It was, because, again, Logan's accused of crime. Oh, boy, you know, that's another episode of Veronica Mars. So when it comes down to characters, it was all about Veronica Mars still struggling to figure out what she really wants in life, and does she really want to be a lawyer? Does she want to be this PI again? I mean, that's her old life. Does she want to go back to it because in the past that's what screwed everything up?
She's been trying to get away from that life.
Yeah, because she believes that that in the past that screwed up a bunch of her relationships and friendships and stuff like that, so she left to do the whole lawyer thing. And so it was all about her trying to figure out her life. So in a way, it was a coming of age story a little bit. Basically, what do you think overall?
I think it was good. I think I think the people who weren't fans of the show are just going to say it's an okay movie, but they might be interested in watching the show because of it. I think the fans of the show are really going to like it a lot because it really it brought back this thing that we've been missing for 7 years, and I think everybody jumped right back into character. Everything was very typical of the way the show worked, and I think it satisfied a lot of what we were missing about the show. It still left that, I want to see more again, obviously, because that's what they do.
It's not just an hour and a half, you know.
It's just an hour and a half. It's not a whole season.
I think it was a decent movie. It's not my favorite movie in the world. They had big shoes to fill with 3 seasons of a TV show with 3 years of character development. I think for what they had, it was pretty good. It definitely focused on the characters as it should have. It focused on the chemistry that they all had together, which is great. The acting and all that and stuff, it just felt like an episode of Veronica Mars, which was, I guess, mostly what everybody wanted that saw the show. It felt kind of like a movie, kind of felt like a show at the same time, though. So, what I gave it was 78% out of 100.
I gave it 76.
I think that's a fair score between people who have not seen the show and people who have, and what it means for everybody all around.
Do you think they did the best movie they could have done with what they had to work with?
I think almost is the correct answer to that one.
Yeah.
I think that they could have done something more than Logan being charged with murder. I think that was kind of cliche. I think they could have done something bigger and more explosive for a movie. I think that's that.
But could they have done something bigger like that and still had it fit in a 2-hour movie?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think they could. And be in a 2-hour movie instead of like an hour and a half or whatever. They did a decent job. You can check it out in theaters in select cities. It'll probably be within a 50-mile radius of you, no matter where you are.
Well.
Or you can check it online. It's on pretty much every video on demand service that exists out there: iTunes, Vudu, Cinema Now, probably the PlayStation Store. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and
Google Play. I don't know.
On demand for different cable networks, stuff like that. So 78, 76, you check it out. Tell me what you think. Peace out.
Check out the show if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, check that out.
One of the best shows.
There's only 3 seasons. It'll only take you, I don't know. It might take you a while. I don't know. Peace out. Check it out.
Peace out.